Walmart shelves are emptying right now, and most Americans have no idea it is already happening. Before the storm warnings, before the news alerts, before the panic buying begins, the smart families are already gone, and they took the most important items with them. Last hurricane season, over 30 million Americans lost power overnight. Some sat in darkness for 3 days. Some waited 2 full weeks before their lights came back on. And the ones who suffered the most? They were not in the hardest hit neighborhoods. They were the ones who drove to Walmart after the warning came and found nothing left on the shelves. No water, no batteries, no food, just empty aisles and strangers with worried eyes. That image stays with you. Here is what nobody is telling you right now. There are 9 specific items quietly disappearing from Walmart stores before this hurricane season peaks. Not the obvious ones, not just water and flashlights. 9 items that experienced preppers are grabbing this week in silence before everyone else figures out they need them too. One of them costs less than $8, and it could be the single most important thing your family has during a multi-day blackout. I am going to show you exactly what it is before this video ends. I have spent years studying hurricane preparedness and emergency survival. I have talked to storm survivors, people who lived through Katrina, families who sat through the Texas freeze with no heat and no power for days on end. Every single one of them told me the same thing. I wish I had prepared just 1 week earlier. Not one person said they prepared too much. Not one. This video is for retirees, for seniors, for families, for anyone living in a storm-prone state who wants to feel genuinely ready before the season gets worse. You do not need a bunker. You do not need to spend a fortune. You just need this list in about 1 hour at your local Walmart. Stay with me, because the 9 items I am about to share could be the difference between your family riding out this storm season with confidence and spending days wishing you had acted sooner. Let us get into it. Item 1. Canned beans. Let us start with something that sounds simple, because it is. But do not let that fool you. Canned beans are disappearing from Walmart shelves faster than most people realize right now. Black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, navy beans. These humble little cans are one of the most important foods you can have when a storm hits. Here is why. A can of beans gives you protein, fiber, and real calories. It requires 0 refrigeration. It has a shelf life of 2 to 5 years, and it can be eaten cold, straight from the can if your stove is out. During Hurricane Katrina, relief workers reported that the families who had canned protein stored at home lasted significantly longer before needing emergency food assistance. Think about what a real blackout looks like. Your refrigerator is dead, your freezer is thawing, every piece of fresh food you bought is going bad. But your canned beans? Sitting perfectly on the shelf, ready when you need them. You can find these in the canned goods aisle at Walmart. A single can typically runs between $1 and $1.50. A case of 12 cans costs around $15 to $18. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy multiple varieties. Rotate them into your regular cooking, and always store at least 2 to 3 cases before storm season peaks. They are quiet, they are cheap, and they work. Now, the next item might surprise you because it is something most families already use every single day, but almost no one stores enough of it before a storm hits. Item 2. Peanut butter. This one catches people off guard every single time. Peanut butter. It sounds too ordinary to matter. Too everyday. Too simple. But here's what experienced preppers already know. Peanut butter is one of the most calorie-dense, shelf-stable foods you can buy at Walmart right now. A single jar contains enough protein and fat to fuel an adult through an entire day of stress and physical activity. No refrigeration needed, no cooking required, no electricity, nothing, just open the lid and eat. During the Texas freeze of 2021, families who had peanut butter stored at home had one less problem to worry about when store shelves emptied almost overnight. Parents fed their children, seniors kept their strength up, no stove needed, no power needed. Think about a Category 5 storm scenario. Power is out. It is day 2. Your children are scared. Your refrigerator is dead. You have not slept properly. The last thing you want to do is figure out how to cook a hot meal with no electricity. But a jar of peanut butter and a sleeve of crackers? That is a meal. That is comfort. That is one less crisis in a house full of them. Find it in the pantry staples aisle at Walmart. A standard 32-ounce jar runs between $4 and $6. Buy at least 3 to 4 jars before storm season hits hard. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy the kind with no added oils if possible. It stores longer and separates less. And always keep one jar specifically set aside for emergencies. Do not let the family eat into your storm supply. Peanut butter is quiet and powerful. And the next item on this list is something that most people grab at the last second, but by then it is almost always gone. Item 3, bottled water cases. Now I know what you are thinking. Everyone knows about water, this is obvious, but here is the part most people get wrong. They know they need water, they just never actually buy it ahead of time. And then the storm warning comes, and they drive to Walmart, and every single case is gone. This happens every single hurricane season without fail. Walmart employees in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and the Carolinas have all reported the same pattern. Water cases are the very first item to completely clear out before a major storm, sometimes within 2 to 3 hours of a serious forecast update. Here is the number that should wake you up. Emergency experts recommend 1 gallon of water per person per day. For a family of 4, that is 4 gallons every single day. For a recommended minimum of 3 days, that is 12 gallons just to survive. Most families picture this. Storm has passed. Power is still out. Your tap water has been under a boil advisory for 3 days. You have a toddler. You have an elderly parent staying with you. And your water supply is running critically low. That is not a comfortable situation. That is a genuine emergency. Find the water cases in the grocery section at Walmart near the beverage aisle. A standard 40-pack case of 16-ounce bottles runs between $4 and $6. Buy a minimum of 3 cases per person in your household. Here is your smart prepper tip. Do not just rely on bottled water. Pick up a water filtration pitcher or portable filter at Walmart as well. It sits in the camping section. That way, if your bottles run out, you still have options. Water disappears faster than anything else. Buy it now while the shelves are still full. And speaking of things that disappear fast, the next item on this list is something that most people forget completely until they are sitting in total darkness at 2 in the morning during a blackout. Item 4. and batteries multi-pack the lights go out. You reach for your flashlight. Click nothing dead batteries. It sounds like a small problem. But in the middle of a blackout with a storm still raging outside, it feels enormous. Batteries are one of the top 5 items that sell out fastest at Walmart before any major storm event. And not just any batteries. Multi-packs. The big value boxes that give you 20, 30, 40 batteries at once. Those go first. And here is why that matters so much. During a multi-day blackout, you are not just powering one flashlight. You are powering flashlights, battery-operated fans, portable radios, clocks, children's toys that keep kids calm, remote controls, and small lanterns. Battery demand goes up dramatically the moment the power fails. Based on past storms, emergency shelters in Florida and Louisiana reported that batteries were among the top 3 most requested items from families arriving after major hurricanes. Think about an elderly person living alone during a 3-day blackout. No light means no mobility after dark. No battery radio means no storm updates. No battery-powered fan means sitting in dangerous summer heat with no relief. Batteries are not optional. They are essential. Find the multi-packs in the electronics section at Walmart or near the flashlight display. A 48-pack of AA batteries typically runs between $12 and $16. That is one of the smartest investments you can make right now. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy a mix of AA and AAA batteries. Most emergency devices use one or the other. Store them in a cool, dry place inside a sealed zip bag. Heat degrades batteries faster than most people realize. Stock up now while Walmart shelves still have the big value packs available. And the next item is something that preppers quietly buy every single year before storm season, and it is one most families in their 50s and 60s absolutely cannot afford to be without during a blackout. Item 5, canned soup and stew here is something storm survivors say over and over again. They missed hot food more than almost anything else, not just the nutrition. The comfort, the warmth, the feeling of something normal in the middle of complete chaos. Canned soups and stews give you that. Chunky soups, beef stew, chicken noodle, vegetable broth, tomato soup. These are not just comfort foods. They are complete meals in a can, full of sodium for energy, protein to keep you going, calories to fuel your body when stress is at its highest. And here is the key feature that makes them perfect for storm prep. Many canned soups can be eaten directly from the can without heating. Cold soup is not ideal. But cold soup is 100% better than nothing when your stove is out and your family is hungry. If you do have a propane camp stove or a small butane burner, canned soup heats in minutes. A warm bowl of chicken soup after 2 days of stress and darkness does something powerful for morale, for children, for elderly family members, for anyone who is scared and tired. Hurricane Ian survivors in southwest Florida reported that canned soups were among the first items to vanish from store shelves after the storm passed and people scrambled to restock. Find them in the canned goods aisle at Walmart. Individual cans run between $1 and $2.50. A case of 12 cans of chunky soup typically costs around $15 to $20. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy varieties your family actually enjoys. Emergency situations are stressful enough. Familiar food helps people feel calmer and more in control. Buy what your family likes and rotate it into regular meals. Store at least 2 to 3 cases before the season peaks. Now the next item surprises a lot of people because it is not food. But during a summer blackout, it might be the most physically important item in this entire video. Item 6. Handheld battery-operated fans. Summer hurricanes do not just bring rain and wind. They bring brutal heat that follows. After the storm passes, after the power lines go down, you are left sitting in a home that becomes an oven in the summer sun. No central air, no ceiling fans, no circulation, just still, heavy, suffocating heat. For people over 50, that is not just uncomfortable. That can become medically dangerous. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke become real risks when temperatures inside a powerless home climb past 90 degrees, and they can climb that high in just a few hours on a summer afternoon. This is exactly why battery-operated handheld fans are flying off Walmart shelves right now. They are small, they are cheap, they run on AA batteries, and they provide direct personal cooling when nothing else is working. Emergency medical workers who responded after Hurricane Ian reported that heat-related illness was one of the most common problems among elderly storm survivors in the days following the storm. Not injuries from the wind or the flooding, the heat after the storm. Find battery-operated fans in the seasonal or home section at Walmart. Small handheld models run between $5 and $12. Some models now include a USB charging option as a backup power source. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy one for every person in your household, and buy extra batteries specifically dedicated to running those fans. A small fan running on low can operate for many hours on a fresh set of batteries. This is not a luxury item during a summer blackout. This is a health item. We are halfway through this list. And I need to stop for just a moment, because the item coming up near the end of this video, the one I teased at the very beginning, most families walk right past it at Walmart every single week without giving it a second thought. But during a real multi-day blackout, it becomes one of the most valuable and most overlooked things you could possibly have at home. Do not go anywhere. The best is still ahead. Item 7. Crackers and hard bread products back to food. And this one matters more than most people realize. When your bread goes stale and your refrigerator dies and your chips go soft, crackers keep going. Sealed crackers, hardtack, rice cakes, and similar shelf-stable bread alternatives are critical hurricane pantry items that consistently disappear from Walmart before major storms. Here is why they matter so much. They pair perfectly with the peanut butter, canned beans, and soups already on this list. They give you something to eat that feels normal, that feels like a real meal. And they have a shelf life of 6 to 12 months when kept in a cool, dry space. After Hurricane Katrina, relief organizations specifically included crackers and hard bread products in emergency food boxes because they required no preparation, no cooking, and no refrigeration. They are the ultimate pairing food. Find them in the snack and bread aisle at Walmart. A large box of sturdy crackers runs between $2.50 and $5. Stock at least 3 to 4 boxes per household. Here is your smart prepper tip. Look for crackers in sealed inner sleeves. Those stay fresh significantly longer once the outer box is opened. Store them inside a sealed container or zip bag to protect against humidity after a storm. Item 8, canned tuna and canned chicken. This one is quietly becoming one of the fastest moving items in Walmart grocery sections across storm-prone states right now. And most casual shoppers have absolutely no idea why. Canned tuna, canned chicken, canned salmon. Experienced preppers call these their protein backbone. And once you understand why, you will never go through hurricane season without a solid supply of them again. Here is the reality of a multi-day blackout situation. Your freezer full of chicken breasts is thawing. Your refrigerated deli meat is going bad. Every source of fresh protein in your home is on a countdown clock the moment the power fails. But canned tuna and canned chicken, completely unaffected, sitting quietly on your shelf, ready to eat, no cooking required, high in protein, low in calories, filling and satisfying in a way that crackers and peanut butter alone simply cannot match. A single can of tuna provides around 25 grams of protein. That is a serious amount of nutrition for someone managing stress, heat, physical activity, and the emotional weight of a storm situation. Think about a family of 4 on day 3 of a blackout. Children are restless. Adults are exhausted. The food options feel limited and repetitive. Morale is dropping. A can of chicken mixed with crackers and a little hot sauce from your pantry feels like a real meal. It gives people energy. It gives them something to focus on besides the heat and the darkness. That matters more than most people expect. Based on what happened during Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Harvey, canned protein items like tuna and chicken consistently ranked among the top items completely cleared from Walmart shelves within the first 24 hours of a serious storm warning. 24 hours. That is how fast they go. Find canned tuna and canned chicken in the canned goods aisle at Walmart. Individual cans of tuna run between $1 and $2. Canned chicken typically costs between $2.50 and $4 per can. A case of 12 cans of tuna runs approximately $15 to $20. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy the pull tab cans whenever possible. During a blackout situation, searching for a can opener adds unnecessary stress. Pull tab cans mean one less tool you need to find in the dark. Store at least 2 cases of mixed canned protein before storm season reaches its peak in late summer. Now we are getting very close to the moment you have been waiting for since the beginning of this video. But before I reveal that final item, there is something I need to share with you first. Something that experienced preppers do quietly before every single storm season. And most people have absolutely no idea it exists. Before we get to the final item, let me show you something that experienced preppers quietly do before storms that almost nobody else thinks about. This is the kind of thing that does not make the mainstream preparedness lists, but storm survivors who know about it swear by it. Here it is. Solar garden lights, the small decorative ones, the cheap ones lining driveways and garden paths all across suburban America. Most people think of them as yard decoration, nothing more, but experienced preppers figured out something brilliant years ago. During the day, you leave them outside to charge in the sunlight, just like always, but when the power goes out at night, you bring them inside. Set one on a kitchen counter, one in a hallway, one in a child's bedroom, one in the bathroom. They cast a soft but genuinely useful glow, enough to navigate your home safely. Enough to keep children from being afraid of the total darkness. enough to find what you need without draining your flashlight batteries. And here's the part that makes this so remarkable. They recharge themselves every single day for free, using nothing but sunlight. No batteries to replace, no power outlet needed, no ongoing cost whatsoever. You bring them in at night, you put them back out in the morning, they charge again, ready for the next night. This can go on for days, for weeks if necessary. During Hurricane Ian, families who knew this trick reported that their solar garden lights became one of the most genuinely useful things in their entire home during the blackout. Find them in the garden and outdoor section at Walmart. A 4-pack of standard solar garden lights typically runs between $8 and $14. Some single units cost as little as $2 each. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy at least 6 to 8 of them, enough to light your main living areas and bedrooms. Test them before storm season arrives. Make sure they are charging properly and holding their light through the night. This is insider knowledge. This is the kind of thing that separates people who stay calm during a blackout from people who are stumbling around in complete darkness feeling helpless. A $2 solar light from Walmart's garden section might be one of the smartest storm purchases you make this year. Now, you have waited long enough. It is time to reveal the item I have been building toward since the very first minute of this video. Item 9. Powdered drink mixes and electrolyte packets I know. Stay with me for just a moment, because this is going to make complete sense by the time I finish explaining it. And once you understand why experienced preppers quietly stock up on this item before every single storm season, you are going to wonder why it took you this long to hear about it. Here is the problem that nobody talks about enough after a hurricane. Dehydration. Not from a lack of water necessarily, but from a dangerous loss of electrolytes caused by extreme heat, sweating, physical stress, and the kind of full-body exhaustion that comes from living through a major storm event. When your power is out in 90-degree summer heat, your body loses sodium, potassium, and other essential minerals through sweat at a dramatically accelerated rate. Plain water alone does not fully replace those minerals. And when electrolyte levels drop too low, especially in people over 50, the consequences become serious very quickly. Fatigue, confusion, muscle cramps, dizziness, nausea, in severe cases especially for seniors and anyone with existing health conditions, dangerous electrolyte imbalance can become a genuine medical emergency. This is not fear-mongering, this is basic human physiology during extreme heat exposure. Emergency medical teams responding after major Florida hurricanes have consistently reported that dehydration and heat-related illness, not storm injuries, were the primary health crisis in the days immediately following landfall. Powdered electrolyte drink mixes solve this problem simply and cheaply. Packets like Liquid IV, Pedialyte powder, Gatorade powder, or even simple lemon-lime electrolyte packets dissolve instantly in water. They replace the minerals your body loses in the heat, they keep energy levels stable, they reduce headaches and muscle cramps, and they make plain water far more effective at keeping your body properly hydrated. Think about an elderly couple sitting in their home on day 4 of a blackout. Temperature inside the house has climbed to 88 degrees. Both of them are sweating constantly, they are drinking water regularly, but they are feeling increasingly dizzy and confused. That is not just dehydration from lack of water, that is electrolyte depletion, and it is dangerous. But a simple electrolyte packet mixed into their water bottle could make a significant difference in how their bodies handle that heat stress. And here is the part that makes this the best item on this entire list. It is tiny. It weighs almost nothing. It takes up almost no storage space. And it costs almost nothing per serving. Find electrolyte powder packets in the vitamin and supplement aisle at Walmart or near the sports drinks section. Individual packets cost between 50 cents and $1 each. A box of 30 packets typically runs between $12 and $18. For under $20, you have a 30-day supply of critical heat protection for one person. Here is your smart prepper tip. Buy enough for every person in your household. Store them with your water supply so they are always together and easy to find. And if you or anyone in your family takes medications that affect kidney function or blood pressure, speak with your doctor about electrolyte use during heat stress situations specifically. This is the item that experienced preppers quietly add to every single storm kit. This is the item that most families walk right past in Walmart every week without a second thought. And during a summer blackout in peak hurricane season, this small box of powder packets could genuinely protect your family's health in ways that most people never anticipate until it is too late. Under $18. Available right now at Walmart. And one of the single smartest purchases you can make before this hurricane season gets any more serious, and that is your complete list. 9 Walmart foods and supplies that smart families are quietly buying right now before hurricane season hits its peak, before the shelves thin out, and before the panic starts. Every single item is affordable. Every single item is at your local Walmart today. And every single one could make a real difference for your family when the next storm warning arrives. Remember this. Preparedness is not paranoia. It is not extreme. It is not unusual. It is one of the most loving things you can do for the people who depend on you. The families who stay calm during hurricanes and blackouts are almost always the families who prepared early. They are not lucky. They are ready. Start small if you need to. Grab 2 or 3 items this week. Add a few more next week. One smart purchase at a time. That is real preparedness. And it works. Now before you go, do one thing for me. Think of someone you know who always waits until the last minute. A neighbor, a sibling, a parent, a friend. Send them this video right now, not to scare them, because you care about them. One share could genuinely help a family stay safe this hurricane season. If this video helped you, hit that thumbs up button right now. It helps other families find this information before storm warnings arrive and shelves go empty. And subscribe so you never miss a video. Because coming up next, I am covering the grocery items quietly disappearing from store shelves right now for reasons that have nothing to do with hurricanes. Supply chain shifts are already happening, and most families have no idea what is becoming harder to find. That video is going to open a lot of eyes. Make sure you are here for it. Until then, stay safe, stay prepared, and stock a little extra before the shelves make that decision for you. See you in the next one.